Yep, give her.
Okay. Can't begin until you have the magic stick of chalk. Gandalf had his wand and his hobbits. Mine's right here. Sorry.
I'm clearly an elf. Look at the hair and the ears.
But can you walk on snow without falling in?
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
That's okay. But you must know some comely elf ladies.
Yeah.
Good,
Few,
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Welcome again to another Tutor Wizard stream. T&L Talk Stats here today. Again, we're doing this live. No editing. What you see is what you get. Obviously, you
No
can't edit.
scripting.
No scripting. We have some pre-computed numbers simply to reduce the tomfoolery. Or is it tomfoolery? Whatever. Lorenzo foolery? The online foolishness. But this is going to go up onto YouTube, and there's not going to be any edits. What you see is what you get. We're going to try to make mathematics, in particular statistics, a bit more entertaining. And I really would appreciate some feedback. Yes, I know tomfoolery is tomfoolery, but what I'm looking for is some feedback on our presentation, our style. We're not taking this subject overly seriously. We want to have fun with math because math is fun. A true nerd would notice the symmetry of that. And if it's symmetrical and reflexive, it must also be
What are you getting into?
if A equals B and B equals C.
Oh, then A equals C. Yeah.
Transitive, that's the word I was hoping you would come up with.
Oh, transitivity, yeah.
So my point is...
Mine's on stats now.
My point is, this is what I mean by having fun. And it's not scripted. We're just doing things we like. And along the way, we're going to try and teach you something. Specifically today, we're going to continue on with chi-square, the test for homogeneity. I'm going to let Lorenzo explain the lineup here. We hit upon a good one on the previous stream on T&L Talk Stats version 2. We ended up doing goodness of it purely randomly about the genome, the genetics of turtles and whether they become mutant teenage ninja turtles or not. So we're going to roll with that, involving whether or not, well, I'll let Lorenzo talk about it, but we're going to find out if the distribution of what sewer the turtles were hatched in determines, produces, I don't want to use the test for independence, got to word this carefully, produces equivalent outcomes. So Lorenzo's going to take it away with that, but first, just to backpedal a little bit, because like I said, it's unscripted. Pop a note on the chat while we're live and give us some feedback that, you know, whether you like it or you don't like it, or you like it and you like it a little bit. And then, of course, on YouTube, you can give us a like or give us some feedback there, you know, put a comment in, whatever the case may be. All right, I'm going to shush now because this is Lorenzo's baby. He's been working on this, and we're going to probably write this up and put this up in a more concise and what's a good word? I was going to use the word academic, but
somewhat academic. Yeah, okay. I'd like to think my work is somewhat academic.
Okay, well, so is mine. But the point is, we want to put this up in something that you can actually show to somebody who hasn't watched the stream and not be embarrassed by it. And by extension, embarrassed. So there's that transitive property.
There you go. Yeah, so just more on that is we are typing these up into documents, tutorial documents that'll illustrate what we've done for these statistical tests. The one we did last time is now a document that will be posted on our Discord shortly, as soon as it's been peer reviewed, been Tim reviewed.
I look for typos mostly.
So we'll do that for this one as well, and subsequent tests that we do.
Sure.
And another correction that, correcting myself here, I was thinking Mario Turtles, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well,
no. So this is good, because we were talking about the same thing, but different. Same test, but different types of turtles.
Well, you know, there's also a video game aspect here too, that if you explore on our channel, you'll probably see some video game references. And on our Discord as well, I tend to post cartoons that I like that are specific to what we do, and to video games and to mathematics. So our Discord is also available, and if you want to see some chuckles, just go there. All right, so on the topic of chi-square, over to Lorenzo.
So today we'll do now 3 different populations of turtles. We'll stick to the whole sewer thing because there were sewers in Mario as well, right? So
Well, he is a plumber.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. So he spends his days in the sewers beating mutant turtles up for money.
You did say turtles, right?
Yes, turtles, yes. Oh, here
Hey,
we
no,
go.
I thought you said something else.
E to the 2
E to the
pi.
2 pi?
Yes, 2 I. Is it 2 I? It's
Yeah.
2 I pi. Yeah.
Oh, I watched Eve the two iPads
Yes.
a day too. And
We are now at the. Oh, I just threw the focus off. Isn't that
that's
awesome?
okay. Focus you. Now,
good.
hang on. The focus. If you ever see Arduino versus Evil, also known as Ave, on YouTube, you'll know he has a favorite. Focus, you fack! Come on, chop chop. Anyway, you were saying
So,
that E to the 2 pi.
Yes, we are at the U of A right now. At
Oh,
a,
right.
Yeah.
Location. Go ahead. I'm going to
So
try
we
and get
do
this
have
camera
a. There you go. He's referencing the Arduino versus Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the U of A right now. Little bit of a location change, just using the summertime brightness and the
Chalkboards.
facilities here and the chalkboard. Yeah. All right. So is it? Oh, there you go. It's focusing
Yeah,
now.
we're good.
Excellent. Good.
No one wants to see my pores anyway, or my leftover beard bits.
So we do have a ad now, I see.
Yeah.
So I'll use this time to, so step 0.
Yep. Set it up.
Yeah. 0. Are we doing an alpha of 5? Oh, you know what?
We're still on an ad, but I do want to make a comment about Ave. Ave is a good old Canadian boy. I think he's broadcasts out of a spot very close to Kamloops, BC. I'm not trying to dox anybody with a half a brain could figure that out. But I'm a Saskatchewan born and bred boy, and I'm willing to bet money. So is he, because over the years I've been watching him. He says words in a certain way, that local flatland dialect that says Southern Saskatchewan. I've heard him time and time again use phrases that only someone from the southern prairies, Saskatchewan specifically, would use. He uses other terms of reference. The whole thing just screams, I know where you're from. And that's not a bad thing, because like many good people, they got the hell out of Dodge. Anyway, we're back, and I'm going to turn this back to Lorenzo.
Let alpha equals pi over 32. That's more or less, what is it? That's pretty close to
Yeah.
0.1. It's a good catch, good call. With this, actually, we're going to look at this both ways, because you'll see why at the end. I'll explain more
Yeah.
then. So, step 0 is our assumptions check. I'll go more into detail with this step on the document that I'll post on the Discord. This allows us even to be able to do the test in the first place and have meaningful results.
And most importantly, if this was a full-fledged research project, it would be one of the very first things a reviewer would look at
Oh, there
is,
you go, yeah.
did they even get it set up right?
Yeah.
We're using frequency data, count data, categorical,
Yeah.
so we're not trying to do something that's completely out to lunch.
That's right, yeah.
And would lead us to being mocked mercilessly
Mhm.
on Retraction Watch, which is another great web address for malfeasance. What's another good word for people who screw around with oh, come on, Tim, I paid money to learn this term. Malafides, there we go.
Ah, yeah.
You know, you got bona fides, you have malafides.
Malafides, yeah.
There's lots of people who like to cheat in academia and, make up things. It's publish or perish, but, you should have, I know, I'm breaking in here. Retraction Watch, go there, enjoy,
Yeah.
feel good about yourself.
So,
There we go.
and that's it for assumptions check. We'll go more in depth, in detail with that on the document. But yeah, can we even answer the question? Otherwise, it's like bringing a paintbrush to change the oil of your car. It's just the
That's
two
an excellent
things.
analogy,
There you
by the
go.
way.
And then steps 1 and 2, set up the question itself. You decide these, and this is what you'll use to answer the research question in the first place. So, okay, we have our H null, equal proportions. There's nothing different going on with any of the populations or locations.
Oh, you know the chat?
Yep. You can't fight time unless you have a tachyon gun. Very good. That's our good friend Sensation Black. Welcome. We're at the U of A today.
Oh, hey, good.
Yeah.
Right on. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So our H null, equal proportions. Nothing to see here. HA, we have unequal proportions, right? So there's some funny business going on somewhere in one of the populations or locations. So now we decide our alpha. Do we want a higher or a lower level of significance, which basically means how much error are we willing to accept?
And also how much risk of a type 1 error.
Type 1
false
error, yes.
positive.
False positives, yes.
That's
good.
right. Because, I've said this before in other streams,
Mhm.
and I don't mean to interrupt, but I
Please
know
do.
this is always a thing for people just learning statistics. This is 1 chance in 20, this is 1 chance in 10
Yeah.
for a type 1 error. So if you think about on a 5-day work week, what's the chance of, if you did this study with the same population, same everything, repeatedly every day, so this is 1 in 20, so well, that's four work weeks, so once a month you're going to have an oopsie, but this is every 2 weeks. So I like to put it in context of that, much more likely to have a type 1 error here.
That's right. Yeah, and this matters, especially we kind of cooked up this example, but this will matter. You'll see when we get
Yeah.
to the punchline of the whole test here.
And everything's got a punch.
Yeah, but anyways, the interjections here are good because I'm better at sitting down with a student and answering specific questions in a dozen different ways. This is all new to me, lecturing material. So,
And I
It's
apologize.
welcome.
If anybody finds it annoying as hell with my bumping in here,
well, it is Twitch, so deal with it.
well, it is Twitch, so deal with it. But oftentimes, these are the things that I've encountered time and time again. There's sticking points. What does alpha really mean? So I always have it in my head. It's almost an OCD thing now to say it's a chance of a type 1 error, and then I illustrate it by turning it into, well, if you did this every day for a week, this might happen, and that kind of thing. So-
That's good, yeah, because what does it really mean, physical
Yeah,
reality?
that's
That's the major disconnect with math, is people think it's a little more arcane and obscure than it actually is.
Yeah.
Everything we're doing represents something real and physical.
And yes, I will make a reference to the legendary XKCD cartoon illustration about what type 1 error, what alpha means.
Oh yeah, the green
Yeah, but-
jelly bean or whatever?
Yeah.
That was a good one, yeah.
If you repeatedly do something, sooner or later you're going to get a false positive. Okay, so this is what we're setting up. Why don't you explain the whole setup here? I'm going to walk over, I'll walk
Can you
behind
pass me the blue chalk actually?
I can pass you the blue chalk.
Yeah. So what I'm setting up here is the table now that we've set up the question. we want to do the actual research. So this would be an observational study. We're just counting the little hatchlings.
That's right. Now, just remind everybody what the context of this is. This is not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is Mario
Turtles.
So just give everybody the context.
So, okay, Mario has 3 different sewers he likes to spelunk in.
Spelunking.
And the turtles there, some have wings, some do not have wings. We want to know if so this is a test of homogeneity. Is the same thing occurring at all 3 different locations, the 3 different sewers, so the populations that reside within these sewers? If it is the same, if we have a homogeneous situation, then these will have the same proportions. And any variation that we do see in the observation is just by chance. If there's some funny business going on, for whatever reason, maybe more mushrooms
now,
of a
that funny
certain
business
type.
might be attributable to Luigi being up to stuff.
Damn Luigi.
I'm just thinking.
It's always the second son. It's always the second brother, right? I know this because I'm a second son. It's the shit disturber. I said it. Yeah. All right. 36. So we do the count, right? Mario does the count. He's the researcher. And he sees that in sewer A, 36 of the turtles there. We don't care about the color of the shell yet. We'll get to that. That's actually a different test, an independence test. We'll discuss that more at the end. So in sewer A, he counts 36 turtles with wings and 64 without wings. And then in sewer B, he counted 99 turtles with wings and 101 without wings. And then in C, 87 with wings and 13?
113.
113, thank you, with wings. All right. So now, we'll get the totals.
No, I'm not anal retentive, by the way.
Of course
But what
not.
we need are totals.
So 100, he counted 100 turtles in sewer A. So I guess it was a smaller sewer. In sewer B, he counted 200. Okay, this is really difficult to write with chalk. 200. And then what do we have here? 222. So we have a row and column.
278 for 500 for the grand total.
Good. Now he expects there to be, just from past experience, whatever, in theory, Mario,
No,
expect
you said cheap?
chi squared.
Who? Sorry.
I'm gonna start calling it chi squared from now on.
It could be chai, and we could go for tea.
There we go.
This is almost.
This is gonna
an
turn
Abbott
into
and
a chalk
Costello who's
throwing.
on first thing going on here. Stop it!
We're gonna start throwing chalk at each other over pronunciation here. All right. So he expects there to be, did we say 15%, or what did we say for proportion? Expected proportion?
Oh, the expecteds.
Yeah.
Now, how do you calculate them? We've already pre-calculated them, but we should do a demonstration.
Yeah. if you
So
don't mind.
to find out what we need, or pardon, I should say what we need, what we expected to find is this. So the expected count is going to be for each cell, so you have to do this 6 times, but there's a shortcut. You don't have to do all 6. So we need the row total times the column total. I know I'm in the way with the camera, so I'm just going to try and make this sensible. Divided by the grand total.
Right.
Now, because these are silly numbers, I'm not going to show you a mathematical shortcut, simply because this isn't amenable to that. Actually, it could be, because, you know what? Actually, it will be. We've got everything pre-computed, but remember, this is commutative and associative. So for this cell, for instance, we're going to have this times this, so 222 times 100 divided by 500. But I notice that the 100 and the 500 are amenable to some of this. So there is the column total, and there's the grand total. The row total is 222. But look, this is just 1/5. So now we just have to have 1/5 of 222. I like showing people how to do math without a calculator.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the channel, so
That's
yeah.
right. So the point I'm getting at is 222 is not going to divide evenly by 5, but 220 divides by 5, and then we're going to have another 2/5, right? Hey, it's grade 5 all over again, right?
There you go, fractions.
So
we
this
love
will
them.
go 20, 40, 44.4.
Perfect.
And that is what we pre-computed. So this is 44.4, and the way I like to do this is I put the expected in the same cell as the observed. If I was doing this on a whiteboard, I'd use different color. We have different colors here too. Now here's the shortcut. This column still has to add to 100. So 100 minus 44.4 must be,
55.6.
did you write that in there? Because you're a little shorter than me and I can't quite get down there.
I'm an elf, not a hobbit. We've been over this.
There we go. So
the
essentially you
rest.
just have to use this formula 3 times in the case of this, and then whatever. So that's 88.8, and then 11 point, or pardon me, not 11, it's 111.
Yeah, I just,
Oh, there's a typo over there. I'll fix it, don't worry.
I think I did the typo twice.
Yes, you did. And I didn't notice it till now.
At a certain point, it's not a typo, it's just,
Right,
whoopsies. There you go, all right. Good.
okay.
So we got our expected
That's
now.
right. So for
And-
the people who can't read your writing, this is what 100 and that should be 111.2.
Oh, jeez.
You see, this is how you know it's not AI. It's live, including the mistakes. You're getting the real sauce here, folks. This is the real sauce.
I swear I don't suck at this. Who am I kidding? I suck at this.
Arithmetic.
Yeah.
It's the hardest multisyllabic word you're ever going to try to execute.
There you go. All right, good. So now we can do our steps 3 and 4, which are our test statistic and a critical value. So this is how we answer the questions. We find 2 values of chi squared, 2 values of our. So we have a test statistic, and a critical value. We compare the two, and then we make a decision based on our.
Keep going. I'm just going to write this out while you're talking.
Oh, nice. Okay. Based on our data, that's how we get our test statistic, and then our critical value is decided by our choice
Level
of
of
significance.
significance.
Thank you.
That's right.
Level of significance and our degrees of freedom,
Right.
which we'll discuss in a second here.
So each cell is going to produce a contribution towards the total test statistic chi-squared, which is the observed minus expected squared. I'm going to tell you why we square this in a moment, and divided by expected. This is just another way to basically of handling absolute value. If we didn't square it, this would be 0. Well, I shouldn't say that won't be 0. The sum of all the parts, and there's going to be 6 contributions. The sum of those contributions without that squaring term, without that squaring function, would be 0. And you see this in statistics all the time.
Yeah.
Standard deviation or variance, analysis of variance, there's all these squared differences, hence the sum of squares,
Yeah.
sum of squared differences. If you didn't square it, you get 0 unless you screwed something up. All right, onwards.
Good. So I'll just label this step. Oh, I've switched to blue. All right.
Yeah,
Step 3.
good man. Blue's the
Taking-
best color. I like a blue shell. Oh, sorry, that's Mario Kart.
All Mario is welcome here. 36 minus 44.4
Yeah,
squared over 44.4, right?
and that reduces to 1.589.
Good. So that's the first cell. I won't write this formula out for all of them.
No, well, we have an example here. Oh, this is, we're going to sum them.
You're going to get better at drawing out tables nicely.
That's fine.
So this is 1.2.
269. I haven't seen a table that bad since I was in Sesame Street class.
Thank you. What a class on Sesame Street.
Hey,
Can you tell me
Back
how to get to Sesame Street?
it's where your friends meet on Sesame Street. Growing up in the flatlands, the backwaters of Canada,
AKA Saskatchewan.
I got to tell you, I watched Sesame Street somewhat, but for a kid in the late 60s, early 70s, the walk-up brownstone environment that most of Sesame Street was set in was completely alien to me. Because where I grew up, population is very sparse, land is extremely flat. Well, flat as a table, everything's set on here. Essentially, the horizon was, it's like growing up in the ocean. Oh, look, there's a flat horizontal line. That's called the horizon.
Never before had I seen such flat land in the bottom southeast corner of Saskatchewan, Manitoba area. Thin strip of green, big strip of blue. I got that, what is it called? Where
Agoraphobia.
Yeah. I felt the need to duck and...
And you should, because the Gophers have sniper rifles.
Pow, there you go.
I might or may not be kidding about that.
You add all these together, you get add all these 6 together, right? It's the observed minus the expected squared divided by the expected. We get this. Good. And that's our test statistic. Chi squared.
That's right.
Excuse me.
Where's a gopher when you need one?
Now our step
P
4.
bar. So
Yeah.
this is a table lookup, by the way, or software, either one. No
So
one's
if you-
going to ask you to do it by hand.
If you're doing this by hand, even though you just said no one will ask you to do it by hand, it's easier to use critical value, which we used in the last stream. But now we're doing p-value if we're using...
But we better define degrees of freedom here.
Oh,
it's
good.
easy to skip that.
So degrees of freedom
Because if
equals...
you're going to look it up on a table, you need to know what row to use, and the degrees of freedom for this are the number of rows minus 1 times the number of columns minus 1.
So 1 times...
Well, here's the easy way. If you have the table, you get rid of one of these, you get rid of one of those, you got 1, 2 left. There's your degrees of freedom.
Good. Very straightforward way of doing it. I like it. Good. So degrees of freedom of 2, which will give us a critical value of...
We didn't figure that out, but I have my magic calculator here today, so I think it's 5991, but I will double check. It's either that or 7815. I mean, there's certain values for critical that are equivalent to levels of significance that you just memorize after a while. And I use a TI Inspire. This is their computer algebra system. It's got all this stuff built in. So if I don't want to haul around a book, I can just get the tables off of here, because it'll compute them.
Zach's dad's?
Did you call me Dad? Oh, what's this? Oh, hey, it's Zach's dad. Dad's. Am I missing something? You got something going on?
I don't think I have any kids named Zach. Why would there be 2?
Okay.
You might have to explain this one.
You'll have to
I'm
explain
done.
this. Zach's dad's? Okay, clearly I'm out of touch. Usually I'm the one who's always complaining about other people being out of touch with, pop culture, but my pop culture is, 20 years removed from everybody else.
I'm such a shut-in. This is the most sunlight I see.
Yeah, well, we're trying to do something
Don't worry
about that.
about it. All right.
I need inverse chi. That's number 9 on the hit parade. We're doing 5%, right?
Yeah, we'll do 5% and then we'll do 10%.
On 2 degrees of freedom?
Yeah.
So that is 5991. Okay, so this is, and that's on DF2. Oh, you have it there, 2.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So now this is alpha equals 0.05. What's alpha equals 0.10?
4.605.
4.605. So you see how we set up the question does change.
Sorry?
Where are the Diophantine equations?
Oh,
yeah. We didn't change the...
My bad on that.
Yeah.
I should have updated the stream title, so you can yell at me on that one.
The phones are
Actually, it's bait
1%.
and switch.
Watch the stream afterwards, or watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's an inclusive
but
one.
we'll probably end up doing some of that stuff on Sunday, right?
Probably. Oh, the Diophantine equations.
Yeah.
will be Sunday, for sure.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, how we set up the question changes what we end up getting for
Yeah.
an answer, right? Because when we compared the two, so this was step 4.
Here, let me do this. Of course, the shape of the chi-square curve changes with the degrees of freedom, but the fail region is over here. So this is 0, we got infinity out here. So it's the tail, this is always a right tail distribution for what we're doing, okay? There is tables where they do this side too, but that's not what we're talking about here. So chi-square's critical value, we're gonna just call this the crit, at 5% is 5991, right? Now, the question we ask is, where does our test statistic land?
So if we're using the 5%
Yeah?
significance, we are to the left of this. We're right about here. We're in the fail to reject, which means equal proportions
Right.
going on. But had we set up the question differently at the 10%, that changes. Now the critical value is over here, meaning we are in the rejection region. So this is why it's important to set up your question. How much error are you willing to accept? If you're willing to accept a lot of error, right, then all of a sudden you get a different answer to the research question.
And this is also important why when you're writing this up, you never assume that the reader of your paper knows what the hell they're doing. So the final step is always a cogent, there's a word you don't get in conversation.
Yeah, I like it. Word of the day, cogent.
And concise
Yeah.
statement. So our statement here, if we're going to reject the no, would be something along the line of the test statistic is chi-square on 2 degrees of freedom, because you got to tell them that, equal to 5 point, where in the heck is it, 031. And we can also say that that test statistic is larger than the critical number that corresponds to 10% significance, and that critical number is 4.605. Therefore, there is sufficient evidence to reject the no, and we could say in various verby ways. Did I just make up another? Am I verbing the verb? Verbing the noun. That's a thing these days, apparently. Essentially, it comes down to there's evidence for an unequal distribution of wings according to the sewer the sample came from. What do we get here now?
Yeah, the tech is working. Today the tech is working, yes. Yes, very good.
Oh, here we go. I've got old.
I remembered my glasses today.
Hey, glad to see the tech is working. Happy to see everybody in the chat. Yes, thank you. Yes, indeed. It is much nicer when things work. You'll notice that we're in for people who just joined us, we're at the university in one of the rooms. We're just down the hall from the main mathematics library. The University of Alberta has got a very large, one of the largest libraries in Canada, actually. This entire floor is all STEM stuff. And that half over there is all mathematics.
There you go.
Which means we like to hang around here a lot. And this is a nice room. One of the few left on this campus that actually has a chalkboard. And I'm just old enough to appreciate the ambiance that chalk gives you, including the fine coating on your fingers and on your tongue. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to lick it, but you know, it's like encountering toads in the wild. If you don't lick them, how are you gonna know, right?
How are you gonna know which one's
It's a Simpsons reference, by the way, on the topic of culture.
Also, Family Guy, there was that episode of Licking the Toad, yeah?
They were licking the toad.
When you lick a toad, you lick every toad that toad's been with.
What the hell are we doing today?
I don't even know.
We're doing chi-square.
Yeah, so step 5 is the decision. This is step 5 here, reject or not reject. Now, we used technology for this one, so we've got a p-value. P-value is very good to use because you just compare it to the alpha, to your significance as well. So we got a p-value of 0.08 at this degrees of freedom,
That's
level
right.
of significance, So
Yeah.
based on this, it's the area under the curve, right? So it's
Yeah, so that means for the calculus people that if you were, remember, under the area under any of these curves is exactly 1. It's all been normalized to that. So that means the area in the tail is 0.0808 to 4 decimals.
right.
And that's why it's significant at the 10% level of significance, but it's not significant at the 5% level of significance.
So setting up the question, setting up a problem
Yeah.
is of the paramount importance.
That's right. And the nice thing about this test is the test for independence, which we're going to do another example of today or tomorrow or Monday.
Probably Monday.
Monday? Okay, because we don't want to, totally blitz everybody.
First rule of showbiz: always leave them wanting more.
True. So the
Hollywood did
mathematics
not
is
do
exactly
that
the same.
recently.
Mathematics is exactly the same. It's
There you
just
go.
how you structure the question. But that doesn't, preclude having fun with it. So we'll do that too. I was going to say something else. Oh, I know what I was going to say. How do you, for students who are just getting into stats, how do you, what the hell does 8% mean? Well, let's see, let's reduce, see if we got 8%, that's 8 over 100, so that knocks down to 4 out of 25, right?
Yes.
Well, that means
4 over 50, so 2 over 25.
that, 2 over 25, that's right. So that means, well, let's use the 4 out of 50. Because there's 52 weeks in a year, you could say then, why is this significant? What do you mean by it's significant? Well, it means if you were to do this study exactly the same, for 1 year, you would get this result 4 times strictly due to chance.
Oh, there you go.
But that's highly unlikely to be due to chance. So maybe there's something driving the phenomenon you're studying.
There you go. Yeah. So, and that brings us to now how this same setup, almost same everything, can be used to answer that different question of something going on driving that study, right? If we had set this up in terms of independence, association, right? Is there something going on between the sewers and the
Well, here, just
selective
for people who are
advantage?
just joining us, you keep talking, I'm going to reproduce the table of data. Or just,
You can always step through it.
I'll just put it up here. You keep talking.
What was I
Sewer
saying?
A,
I
sewer
was
B,
talking.
I thought I heard him talking.
So-
Is it a figment of my imagination?
That's yeah, I'm not here. So if we set this up to be now association, right? So a chi-squared independence test. Let the chalk fly. Our H null would be that the wings are independent of sewer, right? If we phrase this in terms of natural selection or evolution, there's no selective advantage for having wings in any of the sewers, so any of the locations, or our HA being that wings are dependent on sewer, so some selective advantage, whatever. So maybe there's crocodiles in the sewer, or the whatever that fish is in
Piranha.
Is it the piranha?
Or you're talking about the
Mario?
kangaroo, the one that flies up your pea stream and get, oh, you haven't heard of that?
I'm still talking Mario.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking kangaroo.
So it just casually swims up the pee hole.
It's a thing. Look it up. It's the
thing of
internet.
nightmares is what it is.
Yeah, it's got a big spine on its back.
So maybe in some of the sewers, you have these piranha. Somebody type it in the chat. What is it? The fish from Mario that eats things, jumps on.
I don't know
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Oh,
Anybody got that? No, not yet.
Oh, is that Steven? Yeah, I thought he sent you an email. Maybe there was an issue with the email.
These are
Yeah,
numbers.
because he was supposed to. Okay. It's Steven, right? I'm just responding to chat there, the last message there. His email's going down. Oh. Okay. Email us at the Tutor Wizard, whichever email we can use to contact you. Chat.
Ah,
Okay, do you have a
Great.
personal email? Yeah, either. Can we look at these chats afterwards?
yeah, that'll
Okay.
all come back. If you play it back, you'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Here, just email the Tutor Wizard, Stephen. I'm gonna We're gonna rate this.
So while he's doing that, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. If there is, and as we're talking about the test for homogeneity, oftentimes one of the things that's not talked about is homogeneity. What the heck is that? Well, homogeneous, right? So for someone who's just getting into this business, homogeneous, think about when you buy milk. Milk fresh from the cow, you get the milk here and the cream's on top. It doesn't blend, right? So at the dairy, what they do is they emulsify it. And now when you buy homogenized milk, the milk fat, the delicious milk fat, is evenly distributed through the entire carton of milk. So with our null hypothesis, we're saying the distribution of wings and distribution of no wings is essentially equal.
In all three locations.
That's right. And the alternative is, of course, that there is a significant difference.
That thumbs up was for Steven.
Yeah.
And so it's called the Cheep Cheep. Thanks
Yeah.
for that as well.
The who?
The fish that eats the things in Mario is the
Oh.
Cheep Cheep.
Oh, the chi-chi. Well, now you can say chi without me going
Cheap. Cheap.
Sheep?
Cheap.
Cheap?
With a P. Cheap.
Good enough.
All right, but there you go. Homogeneity. You can phrase it like independence. We'll do an independence one next time. It'll bring in the shell color though and the wings. Didn't want to do it for this because
Yeah.
I think the homogeneity is good enough for this one. But there you go. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think we're pretty good here.
Join us.
Just want to. You want to do it? Okay,
Discord?
sorry. Yeah, well, I'll let you do the Discord thing. I just want to remind folks that this is a new idea. I want to continue doing this. I'd like some feedback on it. I'm trying to find our own niche. I'm not doing math here, or we aren't doing math here.
I think by definition we're doing math.
Well, we are, but I'm aiming what we're doing at a different audience. That I've noticed that the internet has got lots of people doing really interesting math, and that's great. But I'm thinking about the students I work with during the main
Yeah.
semesters.
Me too.
I'm trying to make math friendly, make it unserious, while still remaining somewhat serious, hence our newsletter, which we're still working on a title, by the way. I'm suggesting that statistical wizardry, I'm a big fan of statistics is all about uncertainty, so I was going to suggest statistical uncertainty.
How about we blend the two? Statistical uncertain wizardry.
Uncertain statistical wizards. They really don't know what the hell they're doing, but they're
USWs.
doing it with confidence.
Some level of confidence, we're not sure.
Okay, but the point I'm getting at is I'm trying to make this as an entry point for people who may rediscover a love for math if they're not being browbeaten by it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal here.
There you go.
So with that in mind, contact information, et cetera, I'll let Lorenzo talk
Well,
about that.
I've
And
already-
anything else he wants to throw in.
I've already put the email on the board, so email us. Join us on our Discord, which is posted somewhere, but I don't know.
Well, it's on our YouTube page.
Oh, it is. Yes, good.
Yeah.
All right. Join us on our Discord. We'll have documents, tutorial documents, which will probably be called Uncertain Statistical Wizardry now. US Wizards. Oh, wait.
But if you have an idea that you want to throw in on either the chat or on YouTube, just drop a comment.
Yeah.
What
These
might
are
be a
questions
nice thing.
that I'm working with right now
Yeah.
with
With
some
students.
students. So, I mean, I'm making up the whole Mario aspect to it, but it's still the chi-squared tests. I just have to get another chi-squared in there. And on that note,
Cheese squared? It should be cheddar.
Sure, cheddar
But of course, this
squared.
leads to the Monty Python skit about the cheese shop. Camembert?
I can't remember that.
Venezuelan beaver cheese.
Gross.
Oh, not the camembert. Oh, yes, we have camembert. That's runny. Might be runnier than you like. I don't care how runny it is, just hand it over forthwith. So, look at it.
This was Monty Python.
Okay, I thought Monty Python was funny. He's of a different vintage, though. Anybody
I
hear of Monty
liked,
Python?
I like Quest for the Holy Grail.
Well, okay, yeah, but that's kind of.
Excrementally runny. Thank you, Fembox Van. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Excrementally running. Hey, we got Femblocks found with us again today, too.
We got the,
Right on.
almost the whole crowd, yeah.
Yeah, right on.
We actually don't know how
welcome to
many
the
people are-
regulars. It's nice to see you guys and gals.
I think, yeah. Well, we got to go now. It's almost 11:30 here.
Oh, the cat's eating it. That's it. Yeah. Has eaten a sheep. Well, and whatever John Cleese says, Michael Palin says the opposite.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the bit.
That was yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And what was he doing? He was at the library on Thurman Street perusing Rogue Harry's by Hugh Walpole. I know. Author back in the day. That's boomer humor, but I'm a Gen X, you're a Gen... What the hell are you anyway? What's your birthday? 87?
88.
88? You might be Gen X. No, Gen X ended around 81, 82, 83, depending on who you talk to. Millennial! Anyway, he became a mite peckish.
A mite peckish.
That's right. And of course he's talking to Palin and he's pecking. Hey, what? Assyrian. Hungry. Yes. Okay. And then in the background, of course, you got the bouzouki players. Ding, ding, ring, ding, ding, ding. Don't make me do the whole damn thing here.
I think one of these streams will just be you reciting all of Monty Python. But
well, yeah, I do notice the tail out on our streams never ends because I don't know when to shut up.
On that note, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Check out the Discord for these tutorial documents on the chi-squared tests. Goodbye.
Chi-squared. I'm going to push the button now.